If you're looking at moving to the city of Orange, not Orange County as a whole, just the city, this video is for you because we're going to go over the 4 pros and the 4 cons of the entire city of Orange. Now, we're not going to hit everything in this video, but I think this is going to give you a very good overview of all the things you should be considering if this is on your hit list of maybe making a move to. Now, if you don't know who I am, my name is Christian Stubbs. I'm a team leader, owner of Onyx Homes. We've helped over 800 people move all over Southern California. A lot of customers have been in Orange as well too. So you're gonna have a lot of context from a real estate pro. So let's go ahead and dive right in. I got my notes down here and I'm also gonna share my screen here in a second. So first things first is pro number 1 is a massive bonus that Orange has, which I just went to recently. I don't spend personally a ton of time in Orange, but every time I go, this one is just absolutely exemplified, is the historic charm of Old Towne Orange with the community feel. There's not very many places at all in Orange County that just have a ton of character. Old Towne Orange is absolutely one of them. The circle around Old Town, I mean, there's just so much going on around there. So number 1 is like, you're gonna feel a historic district. So you're gonna have a lot of older houses, a lot of houses that have been turned into businesses as well too. And you're gonna see it like, it has a very nice comparison, or rather contrast, with newer stuff, right? There's new, really nice restaurants, new, really nice bars. There's a lot of stuff to do down there as well too. So that's gotta be pro number 1, just because it is so unique, so far above what you would normally see in Orange County. It's a lot of character, I think, is the best way to put this. You're also gonna find a lot of unique like shops and stuff that you wouldn't really find elsewhere. There's a lot of hole in the wall type restaurants. There's a incredibly strong community feel, like very, very, very strong community feel in Orange, specifically around the Old Towne Orange area. There's also going to be farmers markets, international street fairs, community events. There's a lot of stuff that goes on as well too, which we'll hear about more in our future pros. So pro number 1, overall historic charm and a ton of character in the city of Orange. All right, now let's move on to pro number 2, which is going to be an overall central location. Now I'm going to go ahead and share my screen over here. Now what I want to make sure I do here, and for you as well too, if you're new to this area, is we want to make sure we go to the city of Orange, right? Because you have Orange County right here. You want to go to the city of Orange. A lot of people mess that up. Okay, so we got the whole gallery view here. Let's go ahead and look at the map because I want to show us where we're at here. So first and foremost is if I zoom out in Orange County, you've got, you know, north and south is really cut in half by Irvine. If you're new to the channel, that's something that you'll hear me say a lot. And then Orange County really goes up to about this point right here. So Orange is in the north side of Orange County. And in here, you have a lot of homes for sale. So it is, generally speaking, you have 157 homes that are currently for sale. Not that we're looking necessarily at homes for sale right now. I want to show you the location on the map. So we're on the north end of Orange County, and really technically northeast. If you look at the map here, Orange County is like at an angle. And you're absolutely at the northeast point of this, so you're very close to the Inland Empire, right? The 91 highway is the kind of the gold standard to get over into the Inland Empire, but you're also an easy shot away from LA. So a lot of these North OC cities, Orange definitely falls into that category. You're pretty convenient overall for Orange County in general, but if you compare this to like LA, Orange County, and Riverside, San Bernardino counties, super convenient. That's one big thing right there. Now, as far as the freeways, you have the 91, which you just talked about, which basically goes from LA to Inland Empire, and then obviously Orange County in between. You're east of the 5 freeways, so you're certainly east, but you also have the 241 toll road, right? So if you are going maybe south, you can go 241. Like if you're going to go down to San Diego, you'd probably still take the 5. I don't know. Central location, we're going to mark that as a pro here for Orange. It's very central if you travel all over Southern California for sure. Now, moving on to pro number 3, I want to talk about schools in Chapman University. So Chapman University, let's just go ahead and Google this real quick and kind of see where it's at. One, it's a really high-end private school. There's a few private schools in the area. You can see that it's got that kind of old, that like East Coast feel. And it's a really good school. So it's really known for like the arts. And so you can kind of see where we're at here. You are on like right in the heart of Orange. And if we compare this to where the Old Towne Orange is at, you can see Old Towne's right down here just south of Chapman. But the circle, you're really not very far away from at all, right? If we kind of, this might be easier to see without the satellite view. So Chapman University is a huge draw, and overall schools as well too. So for example, if I just click on a random house here, so this is a 3-bed 2-bath remodeled house for sale. Looks really, really good. I'm gonna scroll down here. So on our website, we want to make sure we have all the best information for you, schools being one of them. So we have to be this is kind of crazy, but we have to be a little bit careful of schooling and the advice that we give with that on the internet. At least if you want to have a conversation about it, I'd be happy to talk about it. But on our website anyway, we have all the school ratings pulled from grade schools, which is what we look at anyway. It'll just say an above average rating. So you're like, well, what the heck does that mean? I just recommend clicking over to grade schools, and you can see a 10 out of 10. You can see the Red Hill Elementary School, 10 out of 10. Foothill High School, this is a 10 out of 10, right? So really, really overall good schools. You can see there's a whole bunch of here, right? I can keep clicking through these, but you kind of get the idea. There's a lot of really high rated schools in the city of Orange. Now, there are some that maybe aren't so great. So like if I keep scrolling down, you'll get a 7 out of 10, a 7 out of 10. Tustin High School rated a 7 out of 10. Santiago High School 6 out of 10. So like not everything's a 10 out of 10, right? Chapman Hills 6 out of 10. You get the point. But I think overall with Chapman, there are good schools in Orange. I'm gonna put this as a pro for sure. Okay, that's number 3. Now number 4 is something also super unique, and I have a lot of information I wanted to pull up here. All right, now at first when I pulled this up, I thought we had a typo on my research here, but we don't. So Irvine Regional Park is in the city of Orange, ironically enough. Even says Irvine Regional Park is the name of it. I've never been here before. This is really cool, right? So there's the 6-minute video, so obviously I won't play you this entire thing, but here is some footage of what the park actually looks like. So this is, as we're kind of going through the stats here, or watch the video, I'll read you some stats here. So there are baseball fields, barbecues, bike rentals, bike trails, boarding stables, dog permitted, dogs are allowed on leash, which is typical for anywhere in Orange County. There are equestrian trails, there's fishing, there's food concessions, there's hiking trails, there are paddle boat rentals, there's picnic areas, picnic shelters for like you have to reserve them. There's playgrounds, pony rides, and train rides. So that is a mouthful. I'm not going to pretend like I can memorize that. This is a 500-acre park. I've lived in Orange County my entire life. In doing research for this, I did not know this existed, to be quite honest. The OC Zoo is also in the park as well too, which I did not know that. This is honestly news to me. So if I look at the map, right, there's all kinds of stuff that's going on here. This is so cool. So as you can see, there's all kinds of different trails. You can see what's friendly for what different kind of thing. There's these kind of landmarks. This is a great graphic as well too. And you can see where it's at. It's right in the heart of Orange, like maybe on the eastern kind of wing of this, up towards the foothills. But there's all kinds of cool stuff here. So that's this guy. So if you go to the brochure, you're gonna have this as well too. We'll make sure to link to all this down below so you can check it out on our website. We're gonna have access to this. And it's, I mean, parking for $3, like there's not, this is cool, honestly. This is something that's super unique. I'm not gonna go too much more in depth about it, but there's a lot that's going on there. Now, I also learned about another one, which is Santiago Oaks Regional Park. This is also in Orange, and this has a lot of great information as well too. This is $3 for parking as well too. Friday, Saturday, Sunday and are a little bit more expensive. That's not a big deal at all. Now, as far as where this is at, this is definitely up more on like the hillsides, if you will. Not nearly as big, not nearly as much going on. But as far as activities, there's barbecues, bird watching, dogs again are allowed, equestrian trails, hiking trails. There's a historic dam as well too, picnics, playgrounds, and overall, this is a really, really pretty area. There's not nearly as much information on like video and stuff that I can't really show you. And again, I haven't personally been here before, but this is definitely like, if you like hiking, biking, if you're equestrian for sure, these are fantastic options. Now, the last one that I'm going to mention here as well too is Peters Canyon. This is definitely more for like hiking for sure, more in comparison to the other ones. And this is up against the hillside. But if we look at the map for this guy, I'll pull it up as well too. You can see that there's a lot of different trails. A lot of them are bike friendly. A lot of them are horse friendly. There's only like 1, 2 that are not horse and bike friendly. This is huge if this is important to you. If it's not important to you, who cares? But I think it is really pretty. Now, the stark contrast to this is Orange overall as a city is really congested, right? So like this isn't getting into the cons yet, but it's cool to have that contrast of you can have all the outdoor things to do, you can have all of that, and you have like your normal city feel, and you're super convenient to all the different places. So anyway, I think that's super cool. Now that'll go ahead and round off our pros. Let's do a recap real quick before we get to the cons. So pro number one is the historic charm Old Towne Orange. It just, there's so much character in Old Towne Orange. If that's what you're looking for, like there's not very many places in Orange County you're gonna get. Number two is central location. So overall central to Southern California for sure. The like kind of 4-county area, Orange County, LA, San Bernardino, and Riverside. If you commute around, Orange is super convenient. It's definitely North Orange County, but it's not too far out of the way North Orange County. Good schools and Chapman University is a big plus. And then the parks and outdoors we just talked about. So that rounds out the pros. Let's get to the maybe not so good stuff. And by the way, anytime you want to take the next step in working with our team to help you through this process, there's so many different moving pieces, and moving it's a big deal in the first place. So if you want to book a call with our team, we do what we call a strategy session, where we go through the entire process of buying a home from beginning to end. And honestly, I made this entire home buying guide for you to go through. It goes through everything. There is tons of information. I also narrowed it down to like just the most important stuff. So if you want a copy of this, I'm going to go ahead and put the link in the description below as well too. Or if you want to book a call with our team, you can just do it on the next page after you download the guide. We'd be happy to help you out. Anyway, let's get back to the video. All right, so let's get into the cons. Con number one, I think this is important to mention, is that the overall real estate in Orange is older, right? So like, let's go back to this house that I pulled up. I just picked up some random one. But this was built in 1946, right? 3-bed, 2-bath. This particular house, you can tell, has been, I'll say, fully renovated from what I can see. This looks like a flip type renovation, where I imagine they went through pretty much the whole house and did all this stuff, right? This is for 1175. I would say this is slightly above the average price point for Orange in general, but right on par for Orange County as a whole. So that was just one house that I happened to click on. But if I go over to filters right here, and I look at property details, and I want year built, if I put the max as like, I don't know, 2000, let's just say, like, or rather minimum of 2000. I don't know what I was thinking there. Get rid of that. Let's just go ahead and see, right? So we had 157 total homes that are for sale. So in the whole city, current homes for sale, there's only 23 that are newer than the year 2000. Right, so the houses are older, and honestly, 2000 is probably a bad example. So like I probably could have typed in the year like 1980, 1800. I'm like out of it today with my typing and my talking. Yeah, there's 61 properties, so half of the houses that are currently for sale in Orange are older than 1980. Right, so they're older houses. We're getting to at least, these are all 50 to 100 years old houses. And stuff starts to go wrong, right? You might see some more inexpensive real estate. Like if I get rid of this filter, you will see that you're gonna have a lot of affordable housing in Orange. But what will happen is, if we look at the most affordable stuff, if you get into a single family house, for example, that's on the more affordable side, you might have a lot of big expenses that come into it. So it's not always just about the price. You always want to make sure that we do this with all of our clients, is when we go through the house, we're looking at like what is actually going to need to be done to the house. Plumbing, roof, HVAC systems, like your water heaters, the big boring stuff nobody wants to pay for can be some serious expenses. So anyway, I always just mention that with cities that I will say predominantly have older homes. If you're looking for like newer, less maintenance, Orange might not be your city. There's some options, but not a lot. All right, con number two is traffic and congestion. This is going to be the same story if you're watching the videos on North Orange County, which we have a video. I'll put a link here somewhere. You're going to have traffic. It just is what it is. I'm filming this at 8 o'clock at night right now, but if I looked at traffic maps during the day, you're going to be pretty congested for Orange. Not that it's like the biggest end of the world, but like definitely noticeable. But it is for all of North Orange County. So if you've already said like, hey, this is the area that I like the most, it just is what it is, and that's probably not a big deal for you. So I'm not going to spend too much time on this, because the flip side is you have all the freeways, so it's relatively convenient. You're just going to be dealing with probably more traffic, right? So that brings me to con number 3, which is noise and density. Again, this is something common you're going to hear for a lot of the North Orange County cities, is they're just really heavily impacted with housing. There's just no really two ways about it. So if I come in here and I look at the satellite view, I mean, there's no green hardly at all. I mean, there is some obviously, but like there's not a lot at all until you get into the crazy parks that I didn't know existed, which is so crazy. But like you get up into the hillside and then it starts to open up a little bit more, right? Like these areas here a little bit more opened up, but in general you're really congested, and you have a lot of commercial over here as well too, which obviously there's no real estate in like this section here that I'm hovering over with my mouse. There's real estate, obviously, residential real estate for sale. So your traffic and your noise and density kind of go hand in hand, which leads me to my last con. And before I do this, put the comment down below of what you think I'm missing out on the cons here, because we get comments all the time on our Instagram and TikTok. If you're not following us there, highly recommend it. But con number 4 is mixed reputation. Now I'm curious what your thoughts are, put them in the comments. But Orange, it depends who you ask. Some people love it, some people be like, it's not a good area. And like, it's not a good area. It's not like the top of it's not Irvine, I guess, is the hardest reality. Is a lot of the cities get compared to Irvine, or they get compared to Newport, which gets compared to Irvine. And I think that's just a hard reality for a lot of people that really want that like safe, 10 out of 10 schools, safe, perfect safety, no crime. Like, I don't know. It's hard to put this as a con because it's not like I live in Orange County my whole life. I've never lived in Orange, but like there's some areas that maybe you would not choose to live in, and there's a lot of areas that are really nice. So like, mixed reputation, I hate putting these as cons, but honestly, as a real estate agent, if I was just talking about Orange, I don't think I'd ever care about it, this particular con. But as a real estate agent, we hear a lot of concerns on both sides, and it's kind of like polar as far as like, I wouldn't live in Orange for these reasons, and then other people are like, I'd never live in Irvine because it's all of these reasons, right? So it's like, it really depends on you and your unique situation. Now I will say, if you're watching this video and you're thinking, okay, these pros seem to be like, I don't care too much about the traffic and noise and like reputation, like what does that mean? I don't want to live in Newport anyway, and I like older houses. Well shoot, Orange is fantastic. Like honestly, when we say it depends about you and your unique situation, that's exactly what we mean. Is we talk to a lot of different people, we help a lot of different people buy and sell real estate, and at the end of the day, there's never one right answer. So anyway, I wanted to go through this entire thing. Now if you like the idea of getting this and you don't want just the basic information, you want all of the juice in it, first of all, if you click the link down below, I'll give you the link to this. And I did full videos on all the things. The first video I actually have for free for you on our channel here as well too. So if you like this video, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and then watch this next video, which is the first chunk of this playbook right here.